And really start the practice by turning inward. Drawing the awareness, our attention to our breath. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Visualizing the inhalation rising from the belly, up through the chest and out through the crown of the head. And then as we exhale, we release down, we ground down through the sit bones into the floor beneath you, feeling supported by the earth space. As we inhale, we try and find expansion, opening in the chest, rising through the crown of the head. And as we exhale, we try and do less. Melt down, soften, release. And go through a few more rounds with your eyes drawn closed. Just quietening your breath. Perhaps on every inhale, we sip a little bit longer in. And then feeling the exhale connected to the inhale as we release. This free-flowing, conscious, but connected breath. We start the yoga practice with drawing attention to the breath. It's then easier to match our movement with this rhythmic breath. And that will allow us to kind of form our practice in this more mindfulness, meditation, meditative movement, moving with the breath. Sticking to inhale, expand, and exhale, release. Have a sensation of drawing your shoulders down your back, squeezing the shoulder blades together, feeling a little bit more openness in the heart space. And then very slowly blink your eyes open. Next, release the hands. And then take your hands to your mat, coming up onto your fingertips. From here, we're going to press down with the right palm. Lift the left arm up in space above us. Inhale, expand, find some length. And then exhale. Start to fold over your right shoulder. Keeping length in the neck, crown of the head lifts first. And then we exhale, we soften into that right elbow and we feel the stretch along the whole left side body. Keeping that inhalation rising from the belly. And then exhale down back through the body. My left fingertips are active but soft. Reaching energy out through the fingertips. And then perhaps spiraling the chest open a little bit more and gazing up past our left armpit. One more breath here, can we fold a little bit deeper? Inhale takes us back through center, releasing the left arm down. Coming up onto both hands, fingertips once more, rolling the shoulders down the back, feeling open in the heart space. And then plugging down with the left palm into the mat, lifting the right arm skywards. Inhale, find space. And then exhale, start to fold. Start to work into that side stretch. Rolling open the chest and then gazing up. In the direction of your right elbow, softening down into the left elbow. Drawing back to your breath, one last deep inhalation. Inhale takes you back through center, releasing the right hand down. And then soften here. Start to walk your fingertips slightly more behind you. Nice. Inhale, lift the heart, lift the chin from the chest, and then gaze upwards to your ceiling as you work into this little back bend. Drawing the belly in and up. Draw your attention to the lower back, drawing the shoulder blades together. One last breath. Inhale, walk your hands back through center and keep walking the fingertips out around your knees and out in front of you. This time, how far in front can you walk your fingertips? And have the sensation of your shoulders drawing apart this time. So space between your shoulder blades. And then start to drop the chin towards the chest. So the head hangs heavy in space. And perhaps you want to draw your eyes closed, soften the face, the cheeks. And allow the head to fall heavy in space as you breathe space between the shoulder blades. Really deep inhalations and exhalations here. Last breath. On your next inhale, start to rise back to center. Nice. Torso on top of our hips. Crown of the head on top of the torso. So everything rooting down to the sit bones and rising up through the center of the body in one straight line. Nice. Slowly start to walk your hands towards the left, walking your right fingertips out in front of you and then over on the outside of your left knee. The left fingertips are walking behind me and I'm starting to gaze over my left shoulder. Twisting from the waist here, and then taking 3 deep breaths, looking over our left shoulder. Once we've done our 3 breaths, transition back to center and then walk your hands the other way round, nice and slowly. Inhale, find some length first, lifting through the crown of the head. And then exhale, turn your gaze over your right shoulder. My center is still beneath me, so I'm not leaning back or forward. You're rooting down with the sit bones and then up and out through the crown of the head in one straight line. Start to walk your hands back to center. Nice, and then let's levitate our hands in space. So press your wrists away in space. Inhale, lift the right arm up and over the head, grabbing hold of the left ear, and then just tilting your head to your right shoulder, feeling the stretch along the whole left arm, up into the neck. Breathe deep from the belly, up through the chest. Last breath. Inhale, release. Head comes up first, release the hand. Press your palms away as you lift the left arm over the head, taking the right ear, and then just drop your head towards the left. Nice. Really flex through that right palm. It'll give you a stronger stretch all the way up the arm. From the fingertips, coming down the bottom of the wrist, working into the right side of the neck. One last breath. And on your inhale, takes you back to center. Nice. And then we just drop the chin to the chest, keeping your hands levitated in space. And then drop your head over to the right, just gazing down past your right armpit. You should feel that stretch on the left side of the neck. Coming back to center, chin drops to chest, head drops heavy, and then we just take the neck slowly over to the left, the gaze comes to, head hangs in space. Head comes back to center, then we just take some semicircles, half circles with the head, one way then the other. Few times on each side. And then let's take some full circles with the head. Full circles. No rush here. Imagine your head is moving through a pot of sticky honey. Once you've done a few one way, chin drops to chest, pause, and then take some big circles the other way. Coming back to center. And then let's transition to an all fours position. Perhaps changing your camera if that needs to be. Pressing your palms down into the mat, shoulders over your wrists. My index finger, my second finger is facing forward, and I'm really plugging down with the hands, so as if I want to press the mat away from me. Pause here, take some deep breaths. And then on the next inhale, we're going to drop the belly, tailbone lifts, come up with the head, moving into your cow pose. And then as we exhale, tucking the tailbone under, rounding into the back. And then tucking the chin to the chest, feeling that space between the shoulder blades once more. Inhale to lift, pressing down with the tops of the feet, coming slowly through this move. And then exhale. So we're moving really slow, so we only get to the final part of the movement when the breath is just about to be connected to the next breath. Nice. Matching our movement with our breath. Perhaps you want to do a few more with your eyes drawn closed. Just awakening up that spine. Working into the range of motion in the whole back body. No rush here. Let's do one last cycle. So inhale to rise if you're with me. And then exhale, round. Inhale back to a neutral spine, and then draw the belly in and up. So draw the belly in and up, and that will tuck your tailbone a little bit, bringing a slight roundedness to your back. Now we tuck the toes if they're not tucked. Plug down with the hands, and we lift the knees just 2 inches off the mat. Nice, firing up the belly. Gazes down the tip of your nose, and we breathe in. Let's stay here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release the knees down. Nice. Take the toes off the mat and let's windscreen wipe even the feet. Left to right should feel some nice here. Keep breathing and then come back to center. Tuck the toes. Let's go one more time like that. Plug down with the hands. Press the mat away and slowly lift yourself up from the belly. Gazing down the tip of your nose. Activating the core. Feeling strong from the belly. Welcome the heat. Stay here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Pause. Take a moment to feel grounded, supported by your mat beneath you. And then when you're ready, plant the hands down into your mat, soften into the elbows and lift your hips up and back in space, downward facing dog. Let's all generously bend the knees. A little bit more than you think you would in your downward facing dog for this first downward facing dog. Nice, plug the shoulders into your back. So you sort of want this external rotation of the arms, start to opening up the forearms. That will give you some space between the shoulders and the ears. And do any movement that feels good in your first downward facing dog. Perhaps walking your dog out, planting one heel towards the mat, straightening into that leg, really bending into the opposite knee, and then switching over in your own time. Perhaps you feel it's like rush of blood to the head, heat in the areas that were using force, but just welcome that and breathe through it. Let's come to some stillness, keep that generous bend in the knees, and let's lift the right hand off the mat, and then take your right hand to the outside of the left ankle. Gaze underneath the left armpit. And then start to straighten into that left leg, so you're really feeling a deep stretch along the left calf, moving up to the left hamstring. Nice, take a last breath here. Release the right hand back down. Take a pause, one breath. Spread the fingertips even wider, and then take the left palm off, hanging onto the outside of the right ankle. And again, start to straighten into that right leg. Generously bend into that left knee. Gaze underneath the right armpit. Breathe in. Last inhalation. Exhale, release back to your downward facing dog. Last breath here. Before we start to walk the feet, little baby steps up to meet the hands. Meeting in a forward fold at the top of the mat. And everyone bend your knees generously so the torso sits on the thighs. Grab opposite elbows with the hands. And then rock side to side. And again, head feels heavy. Relax the jaw. Perhaps as you exhale, we flutter our lips. Releasing any tension in the neck. Shaking the head no, nodding the head yes. Perhaps releasing the grip of the elbows and just rocking like a ragdoll side to side. Perhaps fluttering the lips one last time. And then coming back to center. Pause here. And then we start to round up one vertebrae at a time. Coming all the way up to standing as slow as we can. Head comes up last, my chin is tucked into my chest. Nice. As we come up to Tadasana, we take our arms out wide and over the head. Nice. Keep our arms shoulder distance apart. And now let's focus on plugging down with the feet. So big toes press into your mat, outside edge of the little toes, both sides of the heel are pressing down, grounding down. Supported with both feet evenly. Nice, and let's all tuck the tailbone. So we're not pressing our bum up, we're tucking under. From here, we tuck under. Nice. We may find this engages the pelvic floor a little bit. And as we move up through the body, the shoulders are drawing down the back, as the arms and the fingertips are rooting up into the space above you. So the fingertips are active. And then just be aware of the engagement here, the stillness, the control, the support you feel in this Urdhva Hastasana pose. Rooting down with the strong legs and rising up with the fingertips. Last breath. As we exhale, let's slide all the way down, however you like. Maybe cactus your arms all the way through. Forward fold, one breath. Inhale, we halfway lift, we gaze up to the horizon, perhaps hands come to the shins. And then exhale, plug our hands down, step back to high plank. Body in one straight line, press your heels away. And let's take a few breaths here. The sensation of pushing the mat away from you, drawing the shoulder blades apart, so space between the shoulder blades. And in that space, we draw the belly in and up to the spine. The belly takes the space of the shoulder blades. Nice. Welcome the heat once more. Last breath. And then we drop the knees, chest, chin, all the way down. All the way down. Forehead kisses your mat, untuck the toes. Hands come underneath your shoulders. Inhale, tuck your elbows into your side body and come up to baby cobra. Let's take a few breaths here. Point the toes. Gaze down the tip of your nose. Keep breathing, engaging the lower back muscles. Last breath. And then let's plug the hands into the mat and push ourselves back to child's pose. And let's take a few breaths here, rooting down, forearms release. Forehead touches the mat, and perhaps you want to roll the forehead side to side, massaging out the space between both eyebrows. Melting down. Last breath. And when you're ready, plug down with the hands, transition to your downward facing dog. Tuck the toes, lift the tailbone. Breathe here, 5 breaths. Perhaps you still want to walk the dog out. Perhaps taking this dog in stillness. Perhaps closing the eyes down to encourage the inward gaze. Take the downward dog however feels right for you in your practice. And then all together, we plug down with the hands. On our next inhale, we lift the right leg up and back in space, three-legged dog. Flex that foot, so press your heel away as if you want to close an imaginary door shut behind you. Lift the leg a little bit higher. And then our next exhale, we bend the knee and we tuck the knee in towards our chest, rounding the back. And then we step the foot out on the right, on the outside of the right hand. Next, we move forward and back a little bit here. So using the ball of the back foot, we press forward and back, transitioning our weight. Forward and back. And then come to some stillness, dropping the back knee down. Option to stay here. Option to just press down with the palms, if this is enough. Option to maybe take your block or your books, coming down onto the right forearm, or perhaps both forearms. One forearm or both forearms is great wherever you want to be tonight, but wherever we are, let's have the sensation of drawing the right knee in towards you. Perhaps untucking the back toes feels nice. Top of the back foot pressing down into the mat. And perhaps wherever you are, whether you're on your forearms or on your palms, you want to tuck the back toes and lift the back knee, straightening into that back leg. Pick an option and then try and sit with it. Breathe into it. Breathe into the resistance. And wherever you are, relax your jaw. Perhaps close your eyelids down. Breathing in to that right hip area and maybe feeling it in the left hip as well. Let's take one more breath wherever you are. And then wherever we are, let's drop the back knee down and everyone come up onto your palms. Untuck the back toes and let's reach the left arm forward in front of us. Up through space and then out behind us. Perhaps coming onto the fingertips or even taking your hand to your right thigh if that feels better. Lots of options today. Option to stay here. Option to bend the back knee. Travel your foot towards your hand. And then grabbing the foot if that's available to you. And just breathe here. So lots of options staying here, or perhaps even here. Or even if the foot doesn't quite reach the hand, maybe somewhere in space. Perhaps your front hand is on your front thigh. And there we've got added difficulty of balancing as well. Just breathe into your hips. Softening into that left elbow, one more breath. And if the foot's lifted, drop the back foot. Nice, and everyone reach your arm up and overhead. Nice, plugging both palms back into your mat, straightening into that back leg and lifting the back knee. And then stepping back into plank, taking your time. Dropping the knees, chest chin down on your exhale, untucking the toes. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, push back through your child's pose. One breath into your downward facing dog. Breathe 5 breaths. Plug down with the hands, soften the elbows. Space between the shoulders and the ears. Find that quality breath once more. Breathe into the lower back. Feeling spaciousness in the lower back region, the lumbar spine, breathing through every vertebrae. One last breath here. Plugging down with the right foot, lifting the left leg up and back in space, three-legged dog. Press your heel away. One last breath here, lift the left leg a little bit higher. Bending into that left knee, tucking the knee to the chest, rounding the spine, and stepping the left foot on the outside of the left hand. Plugging down with both palms, and then again, moving forward and back, using the ball of the back foot to allow some buoyancy in this move. Breathe as you move. Don't forget to breathe. Coming into some stillness, dropping that back knee down, untucking the toes if that feels good. Option to stay here, option to come down on one forearm, on your block or without your block, maybe two forearms. Option to maybe tuck the back toes, lift the back knee. And wherever we are, let's encourage the left knee in towards the body. Breathe deeply from the belly up through the chest. Feel expansion on every inhalation. And on every exhalation, let's try and release a little bit deeper into the stretch. The deepest hip stretch of them all, so just breathe into the resistance. One last breath here. Then coming up onto our palms. Nice. Option to stay here, or perhaps take your left hand to your thigh. Everyone reach the right arm forward, up in space, and then behind us. So the crown of my head is still reaching towards the front of the mat, as the right fingertips are reaching back to this dual action of really reaching away from each other. Perhaps lifting the back foot off the mat, perhaps taking the foot with the hand. Wherever we are, let's breathe. Last breath. If you have the back foot lifted, drop the back foot down. And then the right arm comes over the head again. How far forward can we reach? And then release both palms on the mat. Nice, tuck the back toes, lift the back knee. Step back into your plank. Your chaturanga of choice, either with me, drop your knees, chest, chin, or full chaturanga, it's in your practice. Inhale, lift to cobra. And then exhale, child's pose or downward facing dog, your option. If you're doing child's pose with me, take your knees wide, big toes together. Drop your forearms down. Let's take a few breaths in this resting pose, tuning back to the quality breath. If you're in child's pose, let's transition back to your downward facing dog. Nice. Bend the knees, gaze between the hands, step or jump to the front of your mat. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, root down to rise up, take your arms wide and overhead. And exhale, let's flood down, next breath. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen the back. Exhale, place your palms down, high plank, your chaturanga of choice. Inhale, lift your heart up and through. Downward facing dog. Let's meet in downward facing dog. Let's take one releasing breath together. So inhale through the nose. Let go through the mouth. Bringing our breath back to nostril inhalations and exhalations. And then let's go back to your right side. So inhale, lift the right leg, up and back in space, three-legged dog. Nice, bend into that right knee, open up your right hip. And let's take some big circles in space. Again, as if you're moving through that jar of honey. One more big circle in space. And then open up that right side hip. Nice. Exhale, knee to nose. And step this foot this time between the hands, perhaps helping the foot up with the right hand. Plant down with the back heel, 45 degrees. Nice. Inhale, root down with the legs, rise up, straighten the front leg first. And then let's work our way into our warrior one. So we want both hips facing forward. So maybe take a small step out to the side with the left foot. So both hips can be squared forward. We rise our arms above our heads. And then we bend into the front knee. So our front knee is tracking over our front ankle. Planting down with the outside edge of the back foot. We feel grounded in the feet. And then we rise up and out from the belly button. Arms are overhead and let's gaze between our palms. Nice, drawing the shoulders down the back, drawing the belly in and up to the spine. There's a lot going on here. Breathe to focus. One last breath in our warrior one. As we inhale, we straighten the front leg. We open the arms parallel. Nice. Open the arms, the palms skywards. And then we heel toe the feet so they're a little bit more aligned. And we work our way into our triangle pose. So we reach forward, reach forward as much as you can before you can't reach forward anymore. And then we drop the right hand on the inside of our right ankle, lifting the left fingertips up and out through our body. So what we want to do is we want both sides of the waist to stay long. So we want to come up from the pose if we can. Option to stay here, or option to move into a big beach ball arms kind of move. So imagine we're carrying a big beach ball with the arms, lifting up from the belly. This will fire up the core. Nice, keep breathing. Rolling open the chest, last breath. Wherever we are, inhale, rise all the way up. Open the arms parallel once more. And then let's transition into a high lunge, taking the back heel off the mat, lifting the arms above the head. Straightening into that back leg, pressing the heel away. And here's your front knee tracking over your front ankle. Nice, feel the stretch in the front of the left hip. If you don't feel that stretch, perhaps just press the back foot back behind you a little bit more. Breathe into this last breath. And then everyone drop the back knee to your mat. Take your hands to heart center in prayer. Inhale, lift the heart. And then exhale, twist over towards the right. Hooking the left elbow on the outside of the right thigh, the right knee. Option to stay here. Or option two, tuck the back toes, lift the back leg. Straightening into that back leg and gazing over your right shoulder. Strong legs, welcome the wobble, welcome the heat. One more breath here. As you exhale, turn back to center, freeing the front foot with both hands. Nice, pause here. Drop the back knee, untuck the back toes, and then just work to straighten the front leg. Press that heel away and then bend into the front leg. Nice, so we're really working into the hips tonight. So with every inhale, why don't we come up and out of the pose, and then every exhale, let's press that heel away, maybe fold down, sort of in space on top of the shin, and just work through a few of these with your own breath. Last one. Nice, tuck the back toes, lift the back knee. And let's in one movement take that right leg up and back in space, three-legged dog, opening up the right hip. Pause here. And then placing that right foot back down into your downward facing dog. Let's do 5 breaths. Option for child's pose if you're with me. So knees wide, big toes together and melt down. Perhaps drawing your attention to the raw sensations in the body. Perhaps the right side feels different to the left. Perhaps there's areas of your body that feel light, that feel heavy, that feel tingling, or just extra sensations. More feelings. And just witness, do not judge. Let them be, let them come, and let them flow away. Let's meet back in downward facing dog. Preparing for the left side, plug down with the hands. Inhale, left leg lifts up and stays three-legged dog. Open that left hip by bending the knee and taking some big circles with the left leg in space. Nice, one more. Open that left leg up. As you exhale, knee comes through center, rounding the back, step the foot between the hands, preparing for our warrior one. So step the right foot out to the side, straighten into both legs first. Nice, find your position of your hips facing forward. And then inhale, arms go above the head, bend into that front knee. Nice, push through the outer edge of the back foot. And then check in, is your front knee tracking with your front heel? My leg can be a little bit further in front, so I'm going to heel to my foot forward a little bit. Nice, plug down with the feet. Inhale, gaze between your palms, look up. It's a really strong, difficult pose, this one, a lot going on, so just breathe into it. Breathe into the resistance. Should be challenging, one last breath. Inhale, straighten the front leg. Nice, heel to your feet back so they're a little bit more aligned with each other. Open up your arms parallel. Open up your palms skywards like we did on the right side. Find your breath and then reach forward as much as you can, as much as you can. And when you can't reach forward anymore, allow the left hand to fall on the inside of the left ankle. Roll open your chest skywards, crown of the head reaches forward as we gaze up to our right fingertips. Inhale, lifts up and out to the pose. An option to hold that big beach ball if we did it on the opposite side. Breathe. One last breath. Nice, inhale to rise, good. Arms come parallel, and then we come back through center, high lunge. Take the back heel off your mat, straighten it into that back leg. Feel the opening, the stretch in the right groin, gazing up between your hands. One last breath. Exhale, drop the back knee, hands come through center, meeting prayer at heart center. Inhale, lifts the heart, lifts the chest. Exhale, twist over towards the left, hooking the right elbow on the outside of your left knee. Option to stay here. Option to tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, working to straighten the back leg. Nice, the chest is open. Breathe. One last breath. The inhale takes us back to center, frame the front leg. Drop the back knee down. Nice, untuck the back toes. And then with our breath, we exhale, flex that foot, working to straighten that leg. And we inhale, we come forward. Exhale, come back. Perhaps we fold as we exhale if that feels good. And inhale, we lift the heart, lift the chest. Perhaps our hands even come back behind us, really lengthening the inhalation. Exhale, we fold. Inhale, we find space however we can. Let's go one last time. Inhale. Plant the hands around the front foot, tuck the back toes, lift the back knee. Nice, lift that left leg up and back in space. Three-legged dog, bending that knee. Planting the left foot back down. Let's all take a child's pose, knees as wide as your mat, big toes together. Nice. Let's take our hands to prayer and take the prayer to sit on the crown of our head. Melting down, allowing the head to feel a little heavier with the prayer on top. Receiving support from your mat, the space below you. And just tuning back to that free-flowing, connected and conscious breath. Releasing the hands back down, transitioning back to our downward facing dog. And however you like, we inhale, we walk, step or jump to the top of our mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale to rise, arms come wide over the head. Exhale, let's walk into Tadasana. Arms come by our sides. Go down with the feet, let's close the eyes down. Tucking the tailbone under. Drawing the shoulders down the back. Feeling openness in the chest. Taking a pause here. And then slowly blinking the eyes open. From here, take a big step, so we've got a wide-legged stance. We've got the heels pressing away from each other, toes pointing in. And we inhale, lift the arms to parallel. We're going to work into our eagle arms. So bending the elbows, we're going to take the left elbow on top of the right elbow, but take it into sort of the inner right crevice. And then we're going to wrap our hands, so my hands here, until our palms just face. My palms are facing. We inhale, we lift the eagle arms away from us. And we exhale, we round and we fold till about halfway down. We tuck them in and we inhale, leading with our arms, come all the way back up, lifting up and out here, stretching into the shoulders, and we keep moving like this, matching the movement with the breath. Exhale, we fold, we round, we curl in, and inhale, we find some expansion. Last time, exhale, round. Inhale, rise. Release the arms, take them above our heads and out parallel. We heel toe the feet so the ankles are in and the toes are out to the side. We lift the arms into the star pose and we just feel the spaciousness in the whole front body. Finding some stillness. Taking up as much space as we can for one last breath. And then we release. We stop feeling embarrassed and we change our feet again, pressing the heels away, arms come parallel. And this time we take the right elbow on top, left elbow under, palms to touch. Inhale, lift our eagle arms away from us, stretching those shoulders. Exhale, we round. Inhale to lift. How high above your head can you lift your arms? Exhale. Inhale, rise. Exhale, round. Last time. Inhale to rise. And then when we're done, really feel open everything up. Reaching as wide as you can, and then take your hands behind you and interlace. Drop your interlace behind you. Inhale, lift your heart, press through the outer edges of the feet. Maybe have your legs a little bit wider, and then start to fold all the way down, lifting the interlace above your head. Nice, allowing the head to hang heavy in space, closing the eyelids, softening the jaw, perhaps like putting your lips together and just releasing any tension. Finding that point for you, the stretch that feels okay. Feels a space between effort and ease just here. Plugging down with the feet, really press the big toe in the mat. Last breath. And just releasing the hands, taking the palms down to your mat, keeping your head hanging heavy. Nice. Walk your hands back. So the palms are pressing into your mat, parallel with your shoulders and in line with your feet. Inhale, we halfway lift, we look out in front. And we exhale, fold with our chaturanga elbows. So our elbows are pointing to the back behind you and the head drops heavy. And our tailbone is lifting as we fold forward. Perhaps we have a micro bend in the knees. Just really soften the knees and have your weight in the outside edges of your feet. One more breath. Inhale, halfway lift, gaze out in front. And then start to walk your hands out in front as much as you can, feeling the stretch in your legs, planting your palms down. And again, your head hangs heavy in space. This time, feeling the openness, the space in your armpits, as if someone is trying to pull your arms away from you, pull your shoulder sockets out. Breathe. Slowly walk your hands to the underneath your center again. And this time plug down just with the right palm in line with your feet. Lifting the left arm up through the center, all the way up through space. So as if we want to stack the left shoulder on top of the right. We gaze up to our left fingertips. One more breath here. Exhale, release, taking the left palm back to where the right palm was, and we lift the right arm up in space. Crown of the head is reaching forward as much as you can. Exhale, release. Nice. And then we start to heel toe the feet in. So the feet are underneath the shoulders. And then we sit the pelvis down and we start to heel toe the feet here. So working into sort of like a froggy, yoga-y squat pose. Bringing some movement into this pose before we start to take some stillness. Whether that stillness be froggy, so your heels off the mat, or maybe your blocks underneath your ankles. Or maybe we take our feet a bit wider and we have the whole of our foot plugged down. Taking the elbows on the inside of our thighs, taking our hands to heart center. And wherever we are, allow the pelvis to be heavy. Option to stay here, or option for a little bit of added movement here to really work into the hip muscles. All we're going to do is we're going to drop one knee to the mat at a time and take it back up. Drop one knee down, take it back up. So as we drop the knee, that heel comes off the mat. And it's actually a lot harder than it looks. If you're with me a few more times. Last time. Nice, soften down into your yogi squat wherever you are, whether it's on little bricks, whether it's heels up or feet planted down. Really use your elbows to open up your knees. Lift your heart up and through. Lift the crown of your head. And let's all soften our eyelids. Breathe with your eyes drawn closed. And then blink the eyes open. Release the hands and take your hands just behind you so you can allow your sit bones to reach on your mat. Nice. And then let's come to the seated position. Actually let's have legs wide today. So we want our right leg wide. We want the sole of our left foot on our inner right thigh. Nice, we want our arms out to the side. And from here, plug down with the right palm. And as we did at the beginning of the practice, we're going to lift the left arm up in space. And this time, option to stay here, option two, keep traveling the left arm over towards the right foot, rolling the chest open, feeling the stretch really strong on the left obliques. Your next inhale, rise up to center. Nice, take the left palm down on your mat this time and lift the right arm overhead. So we're kind of reaching back behind us. Pause here. As you inhale, lift up again. Reach, and maybe the right hand comes to the right foot this time. And we reach the left arm over. And maybe the left hand even reaches the right foot. We're rolling open the chest skywards. Taking one more breath here. Inhale to lift back up. We press down with the left hand, and this time we lift the hips up. We point the right toe and we lift the right arm over behind us. Full side stretch here. Press your pelvis away from you as much as you can. One last breath. Inhale. Release. Nice. This time taking both legs out wide. Before we go left side, we're going to flex our feet. Inhale, lift the heart, lift the chest. And then walk the hands forward until you come to a comfortable fold. So either the forearms come down to the earth, or maybe you walk your hands out more in front. Maybe we just hang here. Maybe we hang to a place where our head nearly melts down into the earth. Flexing our feet away from us, lifting our kneecaps, and working into the hips. Allowing the back to round. One last breath. Inhale, lift the head, slowly walk the hands back. And take the right sole of the foot on the inner left thigh this time. Nice, left arm comes out parallel to our hips. Lift the right arm skywards and then reach the arm over the head and towards the left foot. Spiraling open the chest. Breathe here, last breath. Inhale to rise, taking the right palm down on your mat, lifting the left arm over the head. Inhale comes back to center. This time reaching perhaps the left hand all the way to meet the left foot, lifting the right arm over the head. Spiraling open the chest, and maybe the right hand comes near the left foot. Your next inhale, lift back to center. Plug down with the right hand, lift the hips up in space, lifting the left arm over, pressing the pelvis to the front. Breathe here. Last breath. Exhale, release down. Nice. Taking the legs long out in front of us this time. Giving them a shake off. And then taking your feet to where your knees were. Navasana boat pose. Taking your hands under your thighs, rolling your shoulders down your back. Inhale, lift the feet off the mat. Keeping the feet hip distance apart. And then option 2, release the hands from the back of the thighs. Nice, from here we're going to take the left arm behind us, right arm up in space. So again, feeling expansion in the chest. Last breath. Inhale, both arms up in front. Let's go the other way, right arm behind, left arm. We even nearly forgot about us tummy, our feet doing. We're just focusing on the arms. Inhale, back to center. Let's go one last time. Draw the shoulders down the back. Right arm in front, left arm behind. Inhale to lift. Exhale. Inhale to lift. And then one vertebra at a time, let's slowly roll all the way down, opening up. First, straightening into the legs. How slow can we go until the whole of our back body reaches your mat and have a little mini Shavasana. Breathe here. Drawing the knees in towards you. Give yourself a big squeeze. Interlace the hands over the shins and then rock side to side. Releasing the feet down, hip distance apart. Let's move into a sleeping pigeon. So press the left sole of the foot onto the mat. Lift the right knee in towards your chest and then hook that left ankle on top of the left thigh. Nice, pause here, encouraging the right knee out 90 degrees. And then lift the left sole of the foot off the mat, so that's 90 degrees as well. Tucking our hands through, and then either taking the back of the thigh or maybe the top of the knee. The chest lifts a little bit and we really feel it in the outer right hip. The hands are under the thigh, perhaps you want to release your head back down on your mat, flexing into both feet. Releasing the hands from here, and then keeping the legs just as they are, and then allowing your whole set of legs, as you say, your right sole of the foot to travel towards the left. Nice, working into this supine twist, but with sleeping pigeon legs. And then gaze over your right shoulder. Allow the legs to hang wherever they are. One last breath. Your inhale then takes you back to center. Nice. Release the feet. Have both soles of the feet back down on your mat. Hip distance apart. Plug down with the big toes, outside edge of the little toe, both sides of the heel. And then let's move to the opposite side. Weight into the right sole of the foot. The left ankle hooks on top of the right thigh. Then we lift the right sole of the foot off your mat. Option 2, take your inner thigh or hook onto the top of your knee. Releasing the back of the head back to the mat if that feels good. Drawing the shoulder blades down and back. Releasing the hands and allowing the legs to travel over towards the right. Create some space with your arms, perhaps moving your arms parallel. And then gazing over your left shoulder, closing the eyes down. Last releasing breath there. Inhale takes you back to center. Release the legs, give yourself another squeeze, so knees into your belly. Massage the lower back, rocking side to side. Coming back to center and then opening your knees a little bit wider so your hands have a little bit of space to come through the inside of your thighs. And let's grab the outside of the feet. Happy baby, pressing the lower back into the mat. And then if your body allows, draw the soles of your feet up towards your ceiling, drawing the knees in towards your armpits. And again, just rocking side to side. Ensuring the lower back is really pressing down. And when you're ready, release your hands from your feet and allow your feet to fall long and down on your mat. Releasing out to the side, flopping your feet outwards, arms long by your sides. Back to the hands, touch the mat. And arriving in your Shavasana, your final pose. The pose where your body absorbs your practice. Let the breath be free. Let the back of the head be heavy. And if anything creeps into your mind, just let it go as easy as it creeps in. Taking a final breath in, and exhale, we soften, we melt, and then we let the breath be free. Sometimes finding comfort in the stillness, finding ease with the support can be one of the hardest things to do in yoga. So if you're struggling to be mindful, be still, be kind to yourself, and just keep breathing. Keep working into the sensation of melting down. Receiving the support you need, feeling vulnerable. Start to take a few deeper breaths. Feeling the belly rise and fall. Start to move the fingertips, start to wiggle the toes. Maybe shake the head left to right slowly. Just telling the spine movement is coming back. And then when you're ready, take one full body stretch. So taking the arms over the head, pressing the hands in the interlace and pressing the interlace away. Perhaps walking your feet closer in, big toes together, and take a big inhalation through the nose. Let it go through the mouth. Keeping the eyelids drawn closed. And then rolling onto whatever side feels good. Rolling into a little fetus position. creating a pillow for your ear with both hands. Taking a breath or two here, reconnecting with the physical body, and then keeping your eyes drawn closed, trusting the space around. Press yourself back up to that comfortable seat we started. Take your hands to heart center, just as we began the practice. Draw the shoulders down the back. And sit into that length cultivated in the spine. Taking a final breath together. And then bowing forward, thanking ourselves and everyone for joining us in our practice tonight. Namaste.